Sorry I'm a wee bit late today. It's been an interesting morning, just for a change. So I am using today, when the video catches up with me, I'm using the Hey Girlfriend stamp set today. Let's just make sure that, yes it is, it's in the right place. Or it will be in the right place in a moment. Now that's weird. Why is that happening? Ooh, I don't know what's happening. Okay, I'm going to go straight to picture in picture and hope that that at least works. Because something very odd is going on here. It's not... And even picture in picture isn't working. Well, this is going to be fun. It's not quite the word I'm looking for. Why is that happening? Let's see what that does for us. Something very odd is going on and I can't work out what it is. Bear with me one moment, please. I'm going to turn my... Morning Candy, morning Judith, morning Steffi. Something very odd is happening with my camera setup today and I don't honestly know what it is. So this could be interesting. For some reason it seems to be zooming in of its own accord. And I don't know why. What are you guys seeing? That would be, are you just seeing a funny small picture? That would be useful to know, wouldn't it? So let me see if I can work out what you are seeing. Much more helpful if things stopped popping up in my feed. No, don't want that. That's what I want. Everything's fine. Okay, because what I'm seeing is a very small picture of a ceiling. Looks normal to you. You can see me full screen. Okay, it's obviously just weird at my end. So you can see my head full screen. How very odd. How very, very odd. Let me see if I can find me on YouTube. At least it's normal for you. So I'm going to pop it into picture in picture and see if that works too. So can you see picture in picture? Live. I'm just getting through the advert. Isn't that wonderful? Looks good. Picture in picture's fine. Thank you. It's just really odd. Because that's not what I'm seeing. And for some reason, skip ad. Oh yes, right, okay. Super, I can now see me on my phone, which is bizarre. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the small camera, what I call the small camera, this one. Okay, so we are using, now that I don't know what's going on, so we're using Hey Girlfriend. I have prepared one card. I was literally just finishing it off as we went live, or not. I don't know what's gone on. It was working fine earlier, and now it's not. Anyway, I mean, it's working fine for you guys, and not for me, and I don't know why. Anyway, so we're using Hey Girlfriend. I thought, bearing in mind what's going on in the world, it's kind of important to keep in touch with our friends. So, oops, I've just realised I'm not seeing your comments. It's a lovely set. Hi, so who have I not said hello to? lots of people while I was panicking. Anywho, so I think it's really important to keep in touch and to let people know that you're thinking about them. So my card is this one, which is just really simple. Yes, it's got fussy cutting and it's got blends work, and it's just a hey, I'm thinking of you kind of card. So I'm going to flip us now. Hello from Denmark. I think you're my first person joining from Denmark. Excellent. So I'm going to flip us down to picture in picture, and hopefully you can see my card. So this is my little card, and on the inside I've got a little pussycat, because you can. I have already stamped the person that I'm using, simply so that, I don't get the volume on that, simply so that I know that the ink is dry. But I want to show you some of the other images that I've coloured already, because I want to show that you can do lots and lots of different things with your, I will pick them up in a moment so that you can see them properly, but with a little bit of ingenuity you can embrace all sorts of your girlfriends. Let's start with the ones that are the same shape that I'm going to be using today. So we've got this, so dark hair, light hair. Hello from Perth. Is that a program that allows you to do picture in picture? It is, Tara. It's Streamlabs OBS. Normally I can see exactly what you guys are seeing on my laptop. Oh, some light would be good, wouldn't it? That's a bit better. So yes, but for some reason I'm not, so I'm having to watch on my phone, but it's fine. So I'm actually seeing things as you see them, but not on my laptop. So I've got two webcams running on my laptop. Anyway, so I've got Mango Melody and Daffodil Delight on this one, and this is not Gorgeous Grape, the other one. My mind's gone. Anyway, the mauves. But you can also go into, so we can literally have lots of different coloured hair, but we can also go to different coloured ethnicity. So this one, which is actually dressed in a nice way for quite a lot of Indian subcontinent dress, and this is using cinnamon cider. And then for Afro-Caribbean, West Indian, I'm using soft suede. So, and bronze, which is the one that goes with the ivory. So you can be inventive with your colours, is really what I'm saying. So don't just think that you have to stick to one ethnicity. You don't. For this one, I've chosen this image particularly because I'm doing it as a Galentine's card, so to our girlfriends, and it's got the little heart in the middle. So that was a design choice, if you like. So I'm doing this one using, so this is Blackberry Bliss and Crooked, and I'm going to do Rich Raspberry with this one. So I have got my ivory, I've got some Calypso Coral, I've got Rich Raspberry and various browns. So And I've also got soft sea foam because that works quite nicely for the glasses. You have got me live, Barbara. So the first thing I'm going to do is her skin, and I am going to go with ivory. So, and then I will be showing you how I fussy cut this particular design. And you do kind of have to have the courage of your convictions. This is not the easiest design to colour, design to fussy cut, but I'm going to show you some little tips along the way. So I'm just doing, as I say, the fleshy part. So for the hair, for the face, I am doing basically the whole of her face, other than her lips. We'll come back to those. And into her hairline. So I'm literally colouring the whole of her face with the ivory. The ivory does fade back, so it starts out quite a bit darker than it finishes. So hopefully you can see that. I will have close-up photos, gosh, Monday. Because of the way I'm blogging, it's going to be Monday before these go up. I'm going to take a little bit of the light Calypso Coral below her glasses, just to give her a little bit of colour. And then I'm going to blend it in with the ivory again. Otherwise she does tend to look a little flat coloured. So I don't know if you can see that, but as I say, I will have some close-ups, and I'll do some close-ups of the others that are coloured as well. And then for her glasses, I'm going to go over the area of her where her glasses are with her face and just colour with my light soft sea foam, and that will again fade back to give a slight difference in colour. It's a little green at the moment, but it will fade back. So for her hair, I'm going to go cinnamon cider because it's quite an easy one to do. So I'm going to go light for quite a lot of it. Well, I say for quite a lot of it. I'm going to go, basically I'm going to go in stripes. So it's not necessarily going to look terribly natural. It's going to look highlighted, but that's fine. My hair is dyed and highlighted, so there's nothing wrong with that. And we'll go in there and there, like that. And I'm not particularly keeping within the lines. I'm actually doing quite a bad job of keeping within the lines, but it's fine. And most of it, because I'm going dark, most of it's going to be covered up anyway. So go in there, and there, and here. So who already has their Hey Girlfriend stamp set? As someone said, it's a bit like the dolls we used to use for dressing. We used to get cut out paper dolls. Or am I the only person? Are these SU blends? Yes, they are. Absolutely, Pam. These are SU blends. I know you've got Spectrum Noir, but mine are the Stampin' Up blends. So for the bow, and then I'll come on to the dress. For the bow, I'm going to start by putting down some of the light rich raspberry. And that's where any of the hair colour that bled in, or my bad colouring got into the bow, will disappear, because this colour will take it out quite nicely. And then I'm going to come in with my darker colour. You just ordered the girls, did you? I think they are amazing. They had a slightly mixed reception. when we first saw them as demonstrators. I think it's either one of those you really love them or they're not quite your thing. I was surprised that I liked them because I'm not a cutesy girly sort of person. It's just not who I am. But I love them. Of course, I've just realised that my face is probably not being seen on the picture-in-picture. Let me just turn my camera a little bit so that hopefully that's a bit better. Bear with me. Sorry, I'm just having a play. That's a bit better. Right, so I'm going to blend with my light. So I'm literally just scribbling over the join. Obviously the bit that I've got dark as a solid, I'm leaving dark as a solid. So let me just bring that up so you can see that. And then I'm going to use the light, whoops, preferably the bullet end, the light for her lipstick. And I'm just putting little dots on. Now for her dress, I'm kind of going to go the same way. So I'm going to start with the heart, just so that I know that's done. And then I'm going to colour all of the top half first, and then I will shade the top half, and then I will do the skirt. It's much easier to do your shading as a smooth shade if you do it fairly quickly, so that the ink hasn't completely dried by the time you come in with the darker colour. Now you can just go in with the dark and then shade with the light, but for a smoother blend I like to do light, dark, light. So the dark I'm going to have as a shadow, and, you know, anywhere where you think there's going to be a shadow. So under her hand, or hands, there'd be a shadow, and then I'll come back in again with my light and blend that in. So hopefully you can see that that's blending in, and then I can just come in a bit more to blend it a bit more, and then for her arms literally just colour over and it will blend in. And then you can layer as well, so if you do more of the light it will actually go a little darker. So for her skirt I'm going to just follow the same process. So I'm going to do the whole thing in light first and then come back in and do my contouring. So I can do the outline. Now I've tried to deliberately choose a darker colour to show you so that there's some hope of you being able to see what I'm doing. Whereas if I was using a lighter colour, it might not be so easy. So for her shading, I'm literally again just following the marks that are in the pattern or the stamp. So if there's a line, I'm going to be putting a line over it, and then there's going to be shadow where one layer of her skirt comes over the other. And I'm actually just dotting, but they are joining up because it's a liquid. And then I can come in again. So let me just show you that. So that's quite stark. But if I come in with my light, it will begin to blend it out. And I'm not going straight down, because if I come straight down, so if I were to just scribble over here, some of the dark would bleed up, and I don't want that. I want it all to come down onto the next flounce. Rather than creep up into the one above. Now you may get a little bit of creep purely because it is quite a lot of damp alcohol going on, particularly in cold weather. So I'm going to blend this a little bit more, and this a little bit more. And that's all I need for that one. So can you see that I've managed to blend that in quite nicely? It is still drying back. Then I'm going to do her shoes and her belt in the dark. But I'm going to wait for her belt for a little bit because there's quite a lot of wet there. Oh, and I've just noticed I missed her little ringlety bits. So let's catch those. And now I'm going to go in with my belt. So the dark rich raspberry and the belt. So that is what we've ended up with. Be better under the camera really, wouldn't it? But there's one more trick, and I've just remembered I forgot to bring it over. So this is light grey granite. And what I'm going to do with this is, starting from where I first coloured, purely so that I don't get any bleeding, I'm going to go round my outline with my grey granite. You can use smoky slate. It's personal choice. I do both. It's 6 and 2 3s as to which one I choose. I'm going to colour all of that in. I will explain why in a moment. So, your girls are still having fun in Frankfurt? Yes. Quite a lot of my things are still having fun in Frankfurt, although having said that, Audrey, one of my early January parcels arrived today. It's been on quite a tour of the UK. Normally it's Stamford, La Hope and then straight to Abingdon, but it went via Tamworth for some reason. It arrived in Abingdon this morning and was due to be delivered tomorrow afternoon, and it arrived at about 12:30 today. And one of my other parcels, which I ordered on the 5th, is marked as departed Frankfurt. So I don't think it's going to hit its scheduled delivery date of tomorrow, but at least it is making its way. So things are beginning to move. I know it's been a nightmare, and I can only apologise. I have had the irony of people ordering things, some of which are on back order, and getting their back ordered things first, but hey ho. So, okay, so I've got this shadow round. Actually, I'm going to make this just a little wider. So I have got this shadow all the way round the outside of my girl. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is gently, carefully stab into the hole where her arms are. And I'm doing this first because at the moment this is a solid piece of card, and the moment I start cutting round the outline, it will stop being a solid bit of card. So I'm literally just snipping round just inside the card, sorry, the outline. It is fiddly, I'm not going to deny it, and you don't have to do it. I choose to do it because that's just the kind of person I am. You can get, although they aren't great, really fine detail scissors. They are tiny, tiny blades. They are lethal because they are so sharp. but frankly I find our snips just as good, if not better. It is just a bit of a fiddle getting into these little spaces, but if you're going to do it, you want to do it before you start cutting the outline. So that's one done, and you do have to have the courage of your convictions. You got your 5th of January order this afternoon. Woohoo! I didn't catch that bit, Audrey. Sorry. That's good. Yeah, I've got one of my 4th, and one of my, as I say, one of my 5th of January orders has departed Frankfurt. And what is great is that that is the order with all my product shares. So anyone who is on here today who ordered a product share, it's coming. I'm sorry. So that you should be able to see. I've got that. Now I'm going to do her legs, and then I will do the bit that's quicker. I'm just trying to see if there's Highland Heather. That was the colour I couldn't remember. How could I forget? Audrey's on. It's her favourite colour. Can't think why. Possibly because she lives in the Highlands. Whenever I think of Audrey and mauves, I think Highland Heather. So this is the slowest part of the whole bit. And as I say, you don't have to cut out these bits. I just like to. Right, so that's those bits done. Now for the rest of it, it's much easier, and this is where I would say you are moving the card and not the scissors. So all you're doing with your scissors is opening and closing them. You are not moving them. So you're going to open and close, not move your scissors. And I'm going round her ringlets because I am a glutton for punishment. And this, the reason that I do this and make it look relatively, sometimes relatively simple, is because I have practiced. And I know I keep saying it, the only way to get better at fussy cutting is to do more fussy cutting. So, hubby and I will be going for our usual afternoon walk in about 15-20 minutes. If anyone has seen any of the pictures that I have posted on my timeline, you will know that we are currently approaching being an island. Fortunately, the village, and I thank you very much for your concern about the flooding, the village, it's a very, very old village. I mean, it's Saxon and further back. And they kind of knew where they were building in those days. So we are surrounded by floodplain. But the key to that is we are surrounded by floodplain as opposed to built on a floodplain. So where we are in the village is about 50 feet above the river level. So other than surface water, it's dry around us. It's certainly not flooding. There are large puddles, but it's not flooding. I did think it was amusing that Neptune Wood, so aptly called now Neptune Wood, is flooded. That is unusual, but it is basically surface water. The ground is just so wet at the moment. And we're not getting any respite, so it's just getting wetter and wetter. But I did meet one of my neighbours, one of the other villagers yesterday, and her garden backs onto the river, and she said, and always floods, and she said it's the smallest garden she's ever had. So there is our lady. I'm going to just tidy up here a little bit. The card was still a little damp from the alcohol marker when I went into this. I wouldn't normally go straight from colouring to fussy cutting, because even with alcohol it will still be a little wet. Ooh, and there's a bit there that I don't like. Anyway, so there is our girl ready to go. I've already got ready to go 2 white mats because I'm going to be using rich raspberry. So for the inside of my card I need a liner. So I've got 1 for the inside and 1 for the mat on the outside. I've also got 2 stitched rectangles ready to go. So again, rich raspberry and white. These happen to be whisper white, not basic white, because I've got quite a lot of whisper white to use up. I've got one of my blending brushes. This has had Blackberry Bliss on it, but it's not really Blackberry Blissing. So, hi Bee. This is my rich raspberry ink pad. So I'm not going to use a huge amount of it because it is a strong colour. So I'm just rubbing over it a little, and you can see where it's dark. And I'm going to go on the back first just to get rid of any splodge like that. And then gently in the middle where I know she's going to be, I'm just going to start adding a bit of colour. And that's all I'm adding. I'm not adding anything more. I'm literally just doing this small amount. It's just to break the white. I will need that again in a minute, but we'll worry about that in a minute. So to add her on, I'm just going to use some green glue, so Tombow. And I'm just going to scribble a bit on the back and anything that sort of sticks out. And it's just a light layer. Because I've coloured her, it shouldn't be too obvious that I've got the ink there. And then I'm just going to pop her onto the mat. And she's just got that nice kind of haze behind her, so it's not flat white. Then I don't think I need that anymore. Oh, other than for her little friend. So the other thing I'm going to add, I've been doing lots of blend colouring. So I'm going to add, let's see, which one of her little pets shall I add? I might add a little doggy. I know it's got a red heart on it rather than a rich raspberry heart, but I'm quite happy with that. So again, all I'm going to do is add a little bit of glue to the back and a splodge on the end of the tail because it will catch. And I'm going to pop him down there. And we can put everything together. Actually, there's one last thing I need to do. So on here, I've got my sentiment. It's all mounted up, ready to go. And I'm just going to ink that up again with rich raspberry and pop that there. Like that. And this is going on the inside, and then everything else is going on the outside. So let me grab my seal. And you can see by just taking off the first layer of the ink, we've ended up with a nice smooth finish on the front. You can obviously do that on a piece of scrap paper, but why not do it on the back of something you're already using? So, and this should be an even border because it's a layering rectangle, and would be even if it wasn't crooked. And I'm going to grab my black dimensionals, and I'm using black because I'm putting a dark colour down. And it's going to be in shadow anyway, so why not use black? You can use white, it's fine, but I have the black, so I thought I'd use them. And this is going on here, the right way up, and then this on here, and we're basically done. So let me just get those off, pop my lady on, add some seal, bit in the middle for luck, and this is just half a sheet of A4 folded in half. You can do it, you can cut it short and fat or long and thin, so I've gone long and thin because that's how I like to do them. It's much easier for my photography if they're long and thin. It just works better. Whoops. Just a bit there, and then we can pop that on the inside. Like that. And those are our two cards. So this is Blackberry Bliss and this is Rich Razzleberry, but both really cute little cards. So let me flip you up. Hopefully the camera will be in a half decent position. Let me just get the other camera out of the way. There we go. That's better. So these are my two cards, and I've got to do that cute shot ready for the thumbnail for my video. So that's those. Thank you very much for joining me today for that. As I say, so tomorrow I've got blog hops coming out of my ears at the moment. So tomorrow is Blogging Friends, and we're going red hot. Then on Saturday there will be no Simple Stamping Saturday, but on Saturday I've got a Christmas project. I know, you can't start Christmas too early. And then so this will go live on my blog. I may do it early Saturday, but there won't be a Simple Stamping Saturday, otherwise it will be on Monday, and I'll have pictures of the other colours that I've done for my little ladies, just to show you some other examples. So keep safe, keep well, and if you're anywhere near us in the UK, keep dry, and if you're in the UK and you've ordered anything, hopefully it will arrive very soon. The new orders, so orders that are being placed now, are shipping really quite quickly. They're coming out of Stamping Up in about 2 days, and they're getting through customs in about a week to 10 days. So it is all beginning to start moving. It's the backlog that's still being shifted, but it is shifting. And I am tracking all customer orders at the moment for my customers. So if there are any issues, I will be aware of them. And I will try to keep you up to date if I know anything. So thank you very much indeed for joining me today. If you're on YouTube, do remember to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button down in that corner. Hopefully it's down in that corner. And do give a thumbs up, and comments are always welcome. If you're watching after, if you comment, I will reply. And yes, do remember to subscribe and to get an alert for the next time I go live, which will be Saturday morning, 10 o'clock UK time. Do remember to hit the alert bell as well as just subscribing. So thank you very much indeed, and I will see you again very soon. I will just do my end card now. Bye!